Hi, it's Thursday, the 19th of September, and we're here to look at the astrology for today. And also, I want to do a little bit on the science of the sun, something called reconnection events, which I think you might be interested in. Okay, let's first of all share and look at the chart for today. There we go. And we have the sun at 27 degrees of Virgo. So getting right near the end now, just 3 more degrees and we'll be in Libra. But first of all, we have to pass from Virgo into Libra, which means we go over 0 degrees Libra, which is one of the cardinal points. And that, of course, that step into Libra means that we are at the equinox, when there is equal light between day and night, just about, and the sun rises due east and due west. Okay, so Mercury also is in Virgo, and over here we have the moon. So the moon actually is getting up to Chiron and then Aries. Now, Chiron and Aries between them at the end of Aries are, well, a hotspot of turmoil and sudden outbursts and disruption and discord. And we could also talk about Chiron's wounds. We're always talking about Chiron's wounds, aren't we? The wounding of Chiron. So, for instance, going off into our cave and going wah, 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 and howling at something that is that just feels so unfair, and feels just so inappropriate, and something that could be very sad. Okay, so the moon over the next few hours will be visiting first of all Chiron and then Aries. So this lot, actually, if we look over here, is opposite to Venus. Now, Venus is an Earth sign, an Earth planet, and Venus is in a sign which is sort of sympathetic, so she's able to sort of express herself however she wants to. And Venus brings things home. It makes things very close to, sort of, we have it bring it close into our chests. And so when she is in contact with the moon, which is also very close to us and very personal, up close and personal, that's what I was thinking of, then these two together are going to bring in the Chiron experience and bring in the Aries experience. So I'm just going to stop sharing while I talk to you about that. So I think what we can expect from that is fireworks. We can expect unexpected outbursts. We can expect people to be baring their chest and talking about things, or sorry, getting it off their chest, talking about things. Suddenly somebody starts off with something that, wow, where did this come from? And it's likely to be in the world of one, the world of two. So the interpersonal, it's in that area. I think it's unlikely that this will go off at work, for instance, but it could do, having said that, because I suppose at work we do have personal relationships. You know, we have business relationships, but we also have friendships there, so I suppose it could. Because the moon is going to be doing this during the night in the UK, this can store up and erupt tomorrow morning. For the USA, because it's happening, well, especially on the West Coast, it's happening during your day, then it is more likely that you see action at the time in the next few hours. Whereas in the UK, it can erupt in dreams. You can get this sort of conflict going on in dreams. There's tussles where you get these really knotty issues that are sort of unsolvable because one side is very determined and clear about how they feel, and the other side can equally be determined and clear. So it can be sort of a big sort of tussle. But as I say, if it's the UK, then these things can bottle up, surprisingly. Although the moon is good at timing stuff, generally, if it's bottling up overnight, it will still erupt the next day. So there we go. Okay, so I'll just go back to the share again, and we'll just see if we've got anything left to talk about. I think I've covered it all, really. Yes, pretty much so. So that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to stop the share. There we go. And I just want to talk about reconnection events, which happen from the sun to the earth. And this is something actually which has been around a long time. It was back in 2010 when the sun actually entered its own sign of Leo, and I thought that was quite amusing, that NASA announced some stunning information which confirmed the invisible, unseen influence that the sun has on Earth's behaviour and that of its inhabitants. So they issued a news release, and I've got it here, and I want to read it to you. This is from 2010, and it's still as valid now. So it says, ground-based observations and spacecraft have shown that the Earth is located in the sun's outer atmosphere. It is buffeted by solar winds and pelted by storms of energetic particles. Moreover, the two bodies are actually connected by invisible threads of magnetism. During reconnection events, which typically happen, listen to this, several times a day, seriously, why don't we get this in science lessons in school? You can trace invisible lines of force all the way from Earth's poles, so the North and South Pole, to the surface of the sun. The Earth and sun are interconnected. We cannot study them separately anymore. And that was a news release from NASA. So amazing stuff in those days. I mean, nobody had heard of such things. In fact, there was just total denial that even Earth's weather might be as a result of influence from the sun. The weathermen wouldn't have it. Seems incredible now. These reconnection events are called flux transfer events, or FTEs. And there's something that many scientists at the time didn't believe in. Anyway, what happens, and we do know more about them now, is a magnetic portal opens and it links Earth to the sun 93 million miles away. And in seconds, tons of high energy particles flow through the opening and then it closes again. Okay, so all of that information, knowledge, gnosis, call it what you like. It just, the sun opens up the link, downloads, and then closes it again. Wow, we're just like, it's like a computer thing going on, isn't it? This was all made possible because they had launched the Solar Dynamics Observatory. And this has gone on to really inform us about the sun and the close connection with the Earth. Each time we get information about this, it reconfirms the information in the zodiac signs. The zodiac signs and the information that astrology espouses and says, oh, well, Leo is this and Libra is that, makes an enormous amount of sense when we look at the new relationship, as we now understand it, between the sun and the earth. Suddenly, a lot of stuff is explained. I'll just take something off the top of my head because I was thinking about it the other day. Because of Aries and Libra, we're moving into Libra in a few days. And Aries and Libra are on an axis which is very much about an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. It's about combat. It's about the world of one, the world of two, and the conflict between the two. And they're masculine signs, they're highly energized, and both of them give as good as they get, right? Isn't it funny that the time that the sun is in those two signs, That is the time, those two times are known to be the times when there is most geomagnetic activity around the Earth, courtesy of the sun and the amount of energy that flows into the Earth at that time. Okay? Wow. So astrology has already knows about the feistiness and the energy and the action, and it's confirmed. Yes, during those periods, those are the most geomagnetically active months. Incredible. There you go. So the ancients have known this all along, of course, and they've known about the very strong relationship between the sun and the earth, the surface of the earth, particularly the Egyptians. I mean, they just focused their lives on it. In particular, I just want to mention this. The sun's effect on a layer of our atmosphere called the ionosphere is of great interest. I'll talk more about the ionosphere in a future video, but it has a knock-on effect going from the ionosphere down through the other layers. It's called electrodynamic coupling, and it connects up all the different layers of the Earth's atmosphere. And lightning, thunderstorms, all these things play a big part in it. There we go. Right, okay. Now, I am just, for my point, I'm just clicking away things here. So from my perspective, I've known about this all this time, and this is some of the information that I have built into my understanding of astrology. So I've made the astrology make sense to me in terms of the relationships that exist, scientifically proven, in the solar system. And I've matched it up. Okay, this zodiac sign has this atmosphere, has these keywords, can be explained in this way. These things are typical of this zodiac sign. And I've gone out there and researched it, and I have found reasons why. And it all makes complete sense. And that's why I am now so passionate about my astrology, because I'm convinced. I started out to be someone, yeah, I'm going to have a look at this. And I've never stopped researching, and I'm just so passionate about the subject now, but it had to convince me first. Anyway, thank you very much for that. I'm just going to remind you about my book. I was talking to somebody today, and I said, you need to get this book. We were chatting away. And so I'm just going to do this again. The Easy Way to Learn Astrology. If you haven't got it yet, I really recommend it because it's not expensive. It's only £13. You can get it from Amazon or anywhere, but Amazon if you want. And in it, there is so much that makes astrology easier to understand, so that you can dip your toe in the water, so that you can start the journey. And it's after that, everything's free. I've connected up with astro.com. And so they've got the charts on there that you can use as a resource. And also there's this YouTube channel and then the Facebook page, all of which is free, right? So there's no excuse. This is your time. You can now learn astrology finally. It has been fabulous to talk to you. And I'm going to say goodbye now. And I shall see you tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, thank you. Bye.